Hey, what's good YouTube? Antayami here, back with another deck profile, and we're back with Tearlament. This deck is just the funnest deck of the format. It's so good, and I'm very eager to make this deck like the best deck of the format. Honestly, it has a very tough time versus Kashtira, but it's very doable. I feel like without that deck in the format, this deck will be definitely still tier 1 in my personal opinion, but since there's so much Kashtira in the meta, it's just really hard for this deck to like survive in the meta. But versus other matchups, I just think it just beats almost like every other deck. So I'm not gonna go into too much details in this deck profile. Hopefully we just go really fast. So anyway, it's pretty spicy. The deck list is at 41 and it's really cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. So of course we still play the CEG cards. I think they're busted. They're still really good. There's an argument to cut this card, but I feel like doing 2 shufflers always came up in a lot of scenarios, especially if you have to fill spell, you don't recycle your own stuff for like really crazy plays. I think it's still good to play them all at 1. So that's my personal opinion. The tier cards, I played triple of this card. This card is really insane. It kind of filled in the gap for the deck kind of losing a lot of cards in their deck. So basically this is a mill 3 and a potentially mill 2 as well, and you can also do that on your opponent's turn as well. So it's really strong because you want to see a lot of mills. And then of course we play 1 of each of the Tearlament cards. I never thought you need to play more than 1 Rhino. Maybe you could play like 2 if you really wanted to, but you gotta up like the spell and traps that you play too, because if you mill Rhino Heart, you want to make sure you resolve him. But so far, not an issue. No complaints there. For the other engines, I play a tiny danger package. And the reason why I'm playing a danger package is because of another engine I'm playing in the deck that supplements this very well, which is the Destiny Hero package. What these cards do is that sometimes it can help you unbreak some of these starting hands, and it's also very strong going second a lot of the times, because they can get some of your plays going and just kind of net you a little bit of advantage and puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. So these cards are really good. This turns into a Garua, which is really good, and it helps you make Collider Heart, which is very important. And Mothman is just in case they snipe the Danger Nessie. You can search out this card, and then if this card gets sniped, then you get to discard anyway, which is very good. So very strong. For the Destiny Hero package, I just played the 3 monsters. I play 1 Denier and 2 Malicious. I feel like this is all you really need. You could, I guess, play Celestial if you really wanted to, but the fact to draw 2 is not on the turn it's sent is kind of like weird to me, so I don't really opt to play it, but I guess you could if you want to. But this helps you make a 1.5 card Beatrice, which is very strong. So that's why we play that, which is very good. And we play 2 King of the Swamps and 1 Zephyros the Elite. Zephyros the Elite is so good, but at the same time so bad, because he could potentially be a break in your hand, and also just not very good. Like, he can be really clunky. Sometimes he's not even needed, and if you're already winning, he's like a 1 more card, so he could be cut. But I just love him so much because he can be a follow-up if you have the fill spell, because you can bounce back the fill spell and then bring it back. It can also help you go into Time Thief for Doer, which is really strong. And honestly, a lot of people was very surprised when I told them that I was only playing 2 King of the Swamps, because it almost seemed like it didn't even matter. 1, he's not a starter. He's really breaky. You don't want to see him too many times in your hand. And searching for Poly is like whatever, because Poly is 9 times out of 10 dead for the most part. So yeah, it's perfect, because there's so many other cards in this deck where you can like fusion into, and my main end board is Time Thief for Doer plus Beatrice. That's it. Anything else that's extra on the board is extra, and it's really strong, and I didn't miss a 3rd copy at all. For the going second cards, I play the 2 Gamma Seals and the Gamma package. The Gamma package definitely went in a lot, and it's very strong, but I'm thinking about playing this more in the side deck, only versus like decks that play Shifter or a lot of hand traps. because there was a lot of times where my opponents were not even on hand traps, they were on like board breakers, and these cards kind of like sat in the hand and was like, you know, scary if they activated a card, but at the same time it wasn't. And I drew this card a lot. Like, I drew this card so much in tournament, so it was like, whatever. But it's cool for discard fodder, I guess. The Gamma Seals went in. It helped me out Dragoons. It helped me out just a lot of crazy cards. I was actually winning against Flunders at one point, and I hit the M pin, and it was just like nothing they can really do. It was really, really crazy. And low-key, this card also beats Thunderstorm. So in the Flunders matchup, if you can sack their Wind Monster, then you could kind of squeeze in some like small plays to like make sure you don't get Thunderstorm, because that card's broken. Going into the spell cards, we play 1 Terraforming with the 1, 2, 3 Planarinos, so it's really, really strong. We play another 2 more copies of Planarino, so we play a total of 6 copies, because this usually dumps Tremor Karma. Tremor Karma searches the fill spell, which is really good. Or you can also just Rhoda if you really, really like, depending on what you have in your hand, because it's all hand dependent. This is kind of like a freestyle deck. We play the triple Scream because it's broken to open with a tier card, but it's very, very unfortunate when you don't open a tier card and it doesn't really do much, but it's really, really strong at 3. I do like it because milling it is also very strong to search your traps. 1 Poly, I want to cut this card because Guardian Chimera is really good for breaking boards, but this deck can always play around not going into Garua, or I keep saying Garua, I'm so sorry, Garua's on my brain. Guardian Chimera, so it can be cut. I probably summoned in Guardian Chimera once and it wasn't even necessary, so you know, whatever. Foolish Burial, you know, it says mill 5. And you can play double Solic, 1 Meta Noise, and Tremor Karma. I want to cut Meta Noise so bad because I've seen this card so much in my opening hand, it didn't really matter. It is another trap card. If you hit Rhinoheart, you can mill it, but honestly, I just want to side deck it. I honestly just want to side deck it just for Cash Tier and maybe Sprites. That's probably about it. But it's just mediocre versus a lot of other matchups, and yeah, it's just not that crazy. So I kind of wanted to just cut it and put it in the side deck, but we will see. Going into the side deck, I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. I play the triple Magnamut, 1 Druid's Worm, just for like Drytrons, Dark Worlds, Sprites, I feel like I'm missing cards. Not the Runic matchup, of course, and not Kashtira. Math Mix, that's the other card I was looking for, or other deck. Very good, because a lot of times I'll side out my hero package and go into this, and it still helps me go into like rank 6 plays, which is really strong. Very, very good. Call by the Grave for Shifter. Didn't draw this card once. Tremor Karma card is really good. Not only versus like Cash Tier, but versus other decks too. Like, this is even very decent versus like Sprites and stuff like that. This is very good versus Runic matchup, especially if they go into the Chirias. You can actually tribute, or you bait their beast, and then you tribute and take their beast, and then on the end phase you can take special summon their beast back to your side of the board, and now they're locked underneath their own beast, which is really, really good. Super Poly is super broken. I still don't understand why this card is at 3, but yeah, it's pretty broken. It's really good. This is like my Dark Ruler No More for Tearlaments. Triple Cosmic Cyclones, because Runics are really, really strong. There's some back row decks that are still prevalent, like Labyrinth and stuff like that. So back row removal is really good. And I played the 1 going first card. Oh, I guess Call by the Grave is technically a going first card as well. Prime, just for Omni Negate to stop blowout cards. And that is the side deck. Going into the extra deck, I play 1 Link, Barricade Board Blocker. May seem weird to a lot of people that I'm only playing this 1 Link, but it comes up every once in a while. It's really good to get cards out of your hand. You can recycle fill spells. It's kind of like follow-up, and it also can get deck cards out of your hand, which is really, really good. So I like him a lot. And he also has a protection effect for my fill spell and my Scream. So if people don't read, it will, you know, go into that trap. 1 Omega. Omega is OP. It's so good. If you can ever summon this card, there's a really cool loop with Tremor Karma where if I like get ashed or anything like that, I can go into Gamma and Driver and make Omega, and then on my opponent's standby phase, if this card is banished, I can actually put it back into my graveyard and then activate it again. And then if Omega stays alive again, then I can literally rinse and repeat, and this card becomes like an infinite search card. It's really broken. I came out once. The Time Thief Redoer for the XYZs, of course, that's like standard. Wallow is really, really good. This card is like how I push for game, going second a lot of the times. It's really, 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 really good. Sometimes if I mill 5 versus my opponent, I can also take some of their cards. Like versus Cashier, I took their Eclipse and set it on my side of the field, and I made a board to like protect the Eclipse and stuff like that. So when they special summon the monster, I just book all of their stuff, and it's like it's crazy. But I use that as like my last like line of defense, just in case things get kind of crazy. Beatrice is like the best card in the extra deck. It's broken. You make this going first all the time, and you have access to like literally every single card in your deck. It's really, really broken. Going into the fusions, I played one King of the Swamps, or sorry, Mud Dragon, one Garua, one Kaleido, one Rukalos, one Dark Grepha of the Overlord, one Guardian Chimera, one Dragos Tapalia, and one Dangerous. And for the last 2 cards, that's like extremely spicy in my deck, and it came up a ton in the tournament. It was very, very good, especially in grindy matchups or in late game matchups. One Lubellion and one Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Like, this card came up so much in the tournament, and it helped me get a grind game. Like, the Enforcer and this like together is like broken, because you can literally like Enforcer pop Clatterheart like comes back out, and it's just infinite value. It's so broken. So yep, that's the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, and I'll catch you guys in the next update. Peace.